What if I told you that unseen forces influence the events around us? These powers shape the destiny of nations, guiding their rise and fall. Imagine if I revealed that spiritual forces are the true influencers behind the scenes, directing the course of history. Consider the possibility that these powers determine the fate of entire empires, orchestrating the victories and defeats of great battles. What if I told you that the decisions made by world leaders are not merely the result of human intellect and strategy? There is more to the power behind global leaders and institutions than meets the eye. The Bible unveils a hidden reality, encouraging us to see beyond the physical realm to the spiritual battle at play. Satan, the ruler of this world, exercises considerable influence over earthly governments. The control of the United States government, and indeed all governments, is deeply intertwined with these spiritual forces. The scriptures uncover a truth that challenges our conventional understanding of who really holds power in this world. In the Gospel of Luke, we encounter a pivotal moment that unveils a profound truth about the control of earthly kingdoms. In Luke chapter 4, verses 1 through 7, we read about Jesus being led by the Spirit into the wilderness where he was tempted by the devil. During this time, Satan showed Jesus all the kingdoms of the world and said, "I will give you all their authority and splendor. It has been given to me, and I can give it to anyone I want to. If you worship me, it will all be yours." This was not just a temptation, but a revelation of Satan's dominion over the earth. Jesus did not challenge this claim, which underscores the reality of Satan's rule. To understand the depth of this statement, we must explore the biblical context and its implications for our understanding of who really controls the governments of this world. Satan's offer to Jesus was a declaration of his authority as the ruler of this world, a title repeatedly affirmed in Scripture. John chapter 12, verse 31 says, "Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out." Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2 describes Satan as the prince of the power of the air, indicating his influence over the world and its systems. When Satan took Jesus to a high place, he was showcasing his dominion over the earth's kingdoms. The authority over these kingdoms was delivered to Satan, and Jesus did not dispute this fact. This significant detail highlights the reality that human control over world affairs is illusory. While we often believe that governments and human leaders are the ultimate authorities, the Bible teaches otherwise. There are spiritual forces influencing, shaping, tempting, and maneuvering human leaders. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4 reinforces this notion by stating, "The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers." This understanding reframes our perspective on world events and governance. The activities we witness are not merely the works of human hands or the plotting of human governments, but are influenced by spiritual forces, with Satan exercising a substantial degree of control. The Bible also provides insight into the influence of spiritual forces over earthly nations. In the book of Daniel, chapter 10, we find an extraordinary glimpse into the intersection of the heavenly and earthly realms. The prophet Daniel is deeply distressed about the future of his people and prays earnestly for understanding. In response, a heavenly angel is dispatched with the answer to Daniel's prayers, but encounters significant opposition from a demonic being referred to as the Prince of Persia. This obstruction highlights the reality that spiritual entities wield significant power, influencing national affairs. In Daniel chapter 10, verses 11 through 13, the angel explains to Daniel that he was delayed for 21 days because of the Prince of Persia, until Michael, one of the chief princes, came to his aid. This encounter reveals that spiritual entities are actively involved in the affairs of nations. The Prince of Persia is not a human prince, but a powerful demonic being opposing God's message and work. The implication is clear. Spiritual entities exert influence over national affairs, shaping the destinies of nations. Could it be that other nations also have princes associated with them, influencing their politics and society? This is a compelling notion to ponder. The Bible explicitly mentions Michael as the Prince of Israel, protecting Israel during the end times. The connection between the spiritual and earthly realms is further emphasized when considering the modern context. Iran, the modern-day Persia, continues to be at odds with Israel, suggesting that the spiritual prince of Persia may still be at work today. Exploring Daniel chapter 10 gives us a deeper understanding of the spiritual dynamics at play behind earthly governments. This chapter reinforces the premise that the visible actions and decisions of human governments are influenced by unseen spiritual forces. The Bible also speaks about the Antichrist, who will be empowered by Satan. Revelation chapter 13 verse 2 states that the dragon, identified as Satan in Revelation chapter 12 verse 9, gave the Antichrist his power, throne, and great authority. This direct transfer of power establishes the Antichrist as the ruler of earthly kingdoms. The Antichrist is not merely a human political figure, but is deeply supported and empowered by Satan himself. Revelation chapter 13 verses 7 and 8 tells us that the Antichrist was given authority over every tribe, tongue, and nation, and all who dwell on the earth will worship him. This global dominion underscores the Antichrist's immense power, granted by Satan. One of the most terrifying aspects of the Antichrist's rule is his control over the global economy. Revelation chapter 13 verses 16 and 17 details how he will enforce a system where no one may buy or sell except those who have the mark or the name of the beast. The technology to implement such a system is already available today, with advancements in electronic banking, biometric identification, and surveillance technologies. The infrastructure necessary for this kind of control is in place, creating a scenario where economic participation can be controlled and monitored. The rapid advancements in technology and the increasing push towards a cashless society are laying the groundwork for the Antichrist's economic system. This level of control means that the Antichrist will have a godlike status on earth. People will be compelled to worship him to sustain their lives. The prophetic vision given to John in Revelation describes a world where the Antichrist will be worshipped and his authority will be absolute. Revelation chapter 13 verse 15 describes how the false prophet will enforce this worship, stating, "He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed." Satan's ultimate goal through the Antichrist is to receive the worship he has always desired. Isaiah chapter 14 verses 13 and 14 reveals Satan's ambition, saying, "For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, I will be like the Most High." The Antichrist's rule is a means to this end, creating a world where Satan, through the Antichrist, is revered and worshipped. Despite the Antichrist's apparent power, God's sovereignty remains supreme. The Bible assures us that the rise and fall of nations, the victories and defeats of battles, and the decisions of world leaders are all part of a larger divine narrative. Revelation chapter 19 verse 20 tells us of the eventual defeat of the Antichrist, stating, "Then the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet. These two were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone." This final judgment signifies the end of Satan's temporary dominion and the establishment of Christ's eternal kingdom. In Revelation chapter 21, we are promised a new heaven and a new earth where God will dwell with his people, and there will be no more death, sorrow, or pain. The rise and fall of nations, influenced by spiritual forces, lead to the final victory of Christ. The Bible reveals that while Satan's influence is real and pervasive, it is temporary and ultimately subordinate to God's sovereignty. As we navigate a world influenced by spiritual forces, we must place our trust in God's ultimate authority and plan.
If you enjoyed this video and want more insights into Bible prophecy, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Stay tuned for more enlightening discussions. Until next time, keep seeking the truth.